educated discussions here, presenting to you some of the spookiest recommendations as two connoisseurs of the horror movie genre. I'm Elmo, alongside
Felipe.
And we're going to let you know what are some of the best pieces of cinema you could watch when you're trying to enjoy the month of October. Because you know what's in October?
Halloween.
Halloween, indeed. And you already maybe went to Halloween Horror Nights.
Yes.
So why don't you bring that Halloween horror into your own home?
That's right. This is the time where everyone starts to watch the spooky movies to get in the holiday spirit. So we have each chosen one movie that we recommend. And we're going to do a couple episodes, each talking about our movies each episode. So Elmo, do you want to start or do you want me to start?
Absolutely not. I'm too scared.
Oh.
It's Halloween. I'm spooked.
Okay.
I'm spooked.
So you want me to begin?
I want you to begin.
Okay. So I'm going to go a little on the underrated side, or maybe...
Hereditary.
Yeah. Maybe a movie that may have skipped some people, okay? This one is called The Den. That's right. So to me, just a quick backstory here. To me, horror is at its scariest and most impactful when it appears to be possible. Like, this could happen to you or anyone.
This isn't a ghost story.
No.
As someone like myself who prefers the more realistic horror rather than it's a spooky poltergeist.
I like the movies too, though.
No, they're good, but this is my jam.
Yeah.
And I'm aware of this one.
Oh, okay. So you were there when you saw it with us?
I was with you.
Oh, man, that was a good one. Okay. So the found footage movies, they have capitalized on that, to make it look more realistic. And they found great success. You've seen all the paranormals, you've seen the Blair Witches, you've seen all that found footage stuff. In The Den, the film explores the dark part of the web. And that's something I'm actually genuinely afraid of and kind of disturbed of.
Spider webs.
No, the interwebs. The internet. Definitely, a lot of terrible stuff happens on the internet, besides your normal Google News and then your IGNs and your Yahoo and all that stuff. Okay, there's some deep parts of the web that are just really scary and twisted stuff happens down there. And I'm afraid to fall down that rabbit hole. So I always try to, stick to what I know. So pretty much, just to kind of sum up a brief synopsis of what this movie is. And this is very brief. The protagonist is doing a school project on a website similar to Chat Roulette. And the website is called The Den. Okay. And if you don't know what Chat Roulette is, you literally just go in random chat rooms. You bounce back and forth between just random people. And you're supposed to be just having random conversations with people across the earth and see how everyone's living and getting to know them. Unfortunately, bad stuff happens on there. Unfortunately.
I know you said it, but
you want to make sure it was heard.
It sounded like a little like unfortunate. No, it's very unfortunate. We both agree.
Yeah. There's some things, when a chat room pops up, there could be someone doing very inappropriate things to themselves sexually, and amongst other things, a lot of drug usage and whatever. So she's doing a research project on that, about talking about the kind of people that she meets and stuff. Okay. She eventually sees a murder on camera or in the chat room and tries to seek help. Cops believe it was faked or a prank because it's the internet. You never know. You never believe everything you see on the internet, right? But she believes otherwise. She continues to pursue it and finds out just how scary the internet can be. You will see webcams being turned on during intimate situations, hackings of the computers, and videos showing horrific things. They're all part of this movie and what makes the internet scary. I saw this movie back in 2014, and I still think about it every now and then. It still has a place. It lives rent-free, the kids say.
This one in particular was one that I did. I got a lot out of it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed my time with it.
Yeah,
one of the better ones, actually.
Yeah, it was one of those, again, like I mentioned earlier, it was one of those found footage ones, but it was told through the screen, so you see like her clicking through.
It's a lot of like from her webcam.
Yeah, from her webcam and all that stuff. And there was just a lot of twisted stuff, and it really makes you wonder, or not wonder. This stuff's happening. Like I'm pretty positive of it. A lot of snuff film type deals online are actually happening, and it's just scary to think about. So to see it laid out that way, and also just being a really good and suspenseful movie, it's definitely one that you guys should check out. The Den. That's my pick.
Is there a way that you can watch it now easily?
I didn't check.
I seem to recall it just used to be on Netflix.
It used to be on Netflix for the longest time, and I actually did look it up the other day, and it wasn't.
Okay.
But I'm sure it's on probably like on Vudu, free with ads or something like that, Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Whatever. You can find it, but even if you have to rent it for the $2.99 or whatever, it is worth the rent. It is a very good movie, and it will spook you. That I can guarantee. Felipe approves.
Mine goes in a weirdly more lighthearted direction, I would say.
Okay.
We're going to talk a little bit about a movie you maybe heard of. Happy Death Day.
Ooh, I like this one.
Now, despite having death in the title,
yeah,
I would say The Den has more negativity going on throughout the entire film.
Yeah.
Though Happy Death Day does feature plenty.
We're not here to compare our picks, Elmo.
No,
okay?
I'm just saying we're transitioning to what's a little more of a fun horror film.
Yeah. If you're one of those scaredy cats, right, that isn't fully ready to commit to having your pants scared off, this is a good way to start into the horror genre.
Mm-hmm. I'm also a fan of movies that try to do something a little different. And this is, you could argue it's not doing something different.
I was going to argue, but I'm like, I'll let you talk.
It's maybe doing something that's been done before, but it's something that, give me more.
It's different for horror.
Yeah.
It was the first time that this concept was done in horror, if you want to explain it.
So, you're dealing with a female protagonist.
Okay.
It's a college girl.
Okay.
Might sound familiar.
In a horror movie? College?
No, usually high school, anyway.
That's true.
So we've got a young college girl. Guess what? It's her birthday.
Oh.
Hence the joke, Happy Death Day.
Oh, man, that's like the opposite, birth and death. All right, explain. I'm intrigued.
I'm going to try not to explain too much, but simply we have a young lady. Mm-hmm. She wakes up and seemed like she woke up to something she doesn't really remember.
Oh.
From the night before.
College.
Yeah, no. And she goes about her day. You kind of get introduced to some characters and people that you're going to want to get to know as we progress here.
Okay.
And eventually, I would say not very far into the movie, we find our antagonist, our villain, our man or woman that is seeking to kill our protagonist. But guess what? They're masked, so we really don't know.
Yeah, we don't know who it is.
And also, they play with it well.
I've never heard of this. A masked killer. All right.
But they play with it well because it's like, I believe it's the college's mascot.
Oh, that's right.
And it's, even though it's a horrible
so it's an easily
mascot,
purchasable mask or whatever.
That's so they play with it because like anyone could, I mean, that's just their school.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, it's the worst mascot in the world. Like you are asking for nonsense.
It's like a baby, right?
It's like a clown-looking baby.
Oh my god!
But we find that within the first 15-20 minutes, they've killed the protagonist.
Man, spoilers! I said spoiler free.
Well, guess what? That was only about 15-20 minutes in, maybe even less.
What's gonna happen for the rest of this movie?
We go back to her waking up.
Oh man!
And we have ourselves pretty much the horror version of a Groundhog Day.
Okay, gotcha.
Where every time this young woman passes in an awful manner, she's going to go back. But I particularly like this one because it not only focuses on the like mental anguish that would go into this, because Groundhog Day did go into that.
Right.
But it goes into the physical as well.
Oh,
and I like how that's played with really well. And it's like this really great story of like this young lady trying to like do a little bit of self-discovery. So it's kind of got like this weird feel-good moments while also there's a murderer on the loose.
Yeah.
So, and it's also got a bit of a mystery because you're trying to find out who the murderer is. So you've got I mean, like you said, this is a nice like segue into eventually getting deeper into horror.
Right.
But this is definitely like, hey, we're going to try and have fun, We're gonna try and spook you a little. I wasn't particularly spooked.
There's a couple jump scares that are good in there.
But
as most horror movies have.
But I was genuinely like, I cared about these characters.
Yeah.
Especially because you learn more about like what situations are really at play here in this young lady's life.
Okay.
And that is my recommendation that you check out if you haven't already, or watch it again. Happy Death Day.
I'm almost convinced, but I need to hear what she wakes up to every single day.
Oh,
if you could do a rousing rendition of that, that would be fantastic.
So what's fantastic is every time a day resets, she wakes up to a ringtone.
Here we go.
And it goes a little something like this. Cumpleaños feliz.
No, it's not. That's not it.
Right,
and it ain't 50 Cent either.
And
in the
in
trailer.
the credits they lied.
In the trailer.
Sorry, in the trailer they lied.
Yeah.
I actually was more of a fan of their version in the end.
Right.
But forgive me if it's gonna be like 90% correct because it's been a bit. But it's your birthday. Why you don't pick up the phone? Hey, it's your birthday. Just leave me alone. It's your birthday.
That's good.
It's fantastic.
If that doesn't convince you right there,
yeah. Like, don't you want to hear a better version of what I just did?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So that was the conclusion of our very first episode of. I don't even know what we're gonna call this yet, but pretty much
name to be entered here.
Name to be entered here. I'll figure it out as I'm editing it, but pretty much our recommendations for some horror movies you should definitely check out to help you along with this October and get you in the mood.
You can also check us out on iTunes, Spotify. We do have podcasts as well that you can check out for your listening pleasure.
Yeah, and if you're already listening to us on iTunes and Spotify and Google Podcasts and Podbeans, check us out on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Maybe even follow us on Twitter. Not hashtag, what is it? At @ED_discussions. Check us out and catch up on our shenanigans and photo mode entries. All right, thank you for listening, everybody. Catch you next time. Keep it educated. No? Okay.
No, you cut me. You got
okay, my bad.
You beat me to the punch, but keep it discussion.